Joel's
Well, back again.
back again in Havasu.
Calling out from the Great Plains.
I I'm
You're like a
recording.
plains girl.
It's windy on these
Girly.
plains. Yeah,
I it it always shunks me that you're from like
the
somewhere
Dust
that
Bowl.
just growing up in the East Coast, like you don't really have like, and as I'm sure like people who lived where you didn't really think about New Jersey, but like I just like it's so weird to think about like Oklahoma.
Yeah, it's a random spot.
But also like storied.
Hugely storied, lots going on. Um,
Famous.
Famous,
Infamous.
wild, kind of the Wild West. People don't think of it as like cowboy country, but it's like extremely cowboys.
Oh, I do.
Okay, good. I mean, I've heard
I mean,
people try and say it's like the Midwest, which I don't consider the
uh
Midwest to be like cowboy nation.
no, I think of Oklahoma like, oh, Oklahoma, like the play. I think of it like the movie Twister.
Yeah, I think of like cowboys and Indians, Westerns. I think of like a
Pioneers,
history, pioneers, the land
Donner
rush.
Donner Party, even though I think that was in Colorado.
The Donner Party was not an Oklahoma thing. The
Well,
bombing.
the bombing
You might be thinking of like the Oregon Trail. I think like certain covered wagon journeys
came
went
through.
through. Oh, so maybe the Donners like
Annie
stopped
Oakley,
Annie Get Your Gun. Kristen Chenoweth, noted OKC star. Bill
Re
Hader, another
Reba.
star. Reba,
I feel like she's from Oklahoma.
mm, maybe, but I don't think so, actually.
The torture started.
Had a wonderful breakfast, and then the torture started.
I'll never forget. Okay,
Okay, get back to work.
well let's get back to work.
What's the
We got a
problem?
show to do.
Let's keep going. I'm ready.
Yeah, the bombing is really that was like my first. I remember like briefly, I like vaguely remember hearing about it in first grade.
Yeah, I heard about it when
You
it happened.
heard.
Yeah.
Oh, you lived through it.
I lived it, my sad tale. But no, Oklahoma is random but good. I went and got my face RF
Mm.
microneedled at the crack of dawn this morning. I'm looking a little bit pink. I'm feeling a little bit tight, a little bit numb still, but I'm here for it.
You look. You're gonna look.
I'm gonna glow. It's about to
Yeah,
be over.
phosphorescent.
Yeah, it's about to be completely over for you hoes once I complete this whole end of the treatment, refresh skin, then get another one in 4 to 6 weeks. Don't even look at me.
Yeah, uh, no. Well, when you showed me the photo where you were a little more pizza face,
Hmm.
I was shocked at how minimal it was. Like when I got it, I was literally like Tommy Lee Jones in as Two Face.
You were bloodied and battered.
I was bloodied, running down Wilshire, shrieking in the broad daylight, not wanting anyone because I wasn't expecting it.
Yeah, this was
Yours looked
pretty
kind of good.
minimal.
Yeah,
Hmm. You bleed a lot on your forehead, and I think it's like different places treat the blood differently. Like in the past, I've had someone wipe it off. This person told me you can just leave it, but then I just thought I'll splash a tiny bit of clean water on my face and just like do a very surfacey, whatever comes off, comes off. I won't rub. And so the blood is gone. And then you leave your face alone for like 48 hours or so.
so you went down
But
to you went down to Lake Havasu and splashed some lake water on your face.
I said, let the cleansing waters of Havasu heal me. No, I tried. So I was like traumatized by this episode of VPR and decided Lake Havasu is not for me.
No.
Then I thought, you know what? I need to be open-minded and like really try and find the good in Arizona because I just shit talk it so much on this podcast. And I was like, I'm gonna find a beautiful photo of Lake Havasu and make it my Zoom background for this recording. And it's working. I'm into this vibe in this particular photo of Lake Havasu, the
Yeah,
lake that Havasu.
you could be anywhere. You could be in the Mediterranean for all we know.
Mm-hmm. But it's Havies.
Um, I'm I don't ever need to go there.
I feel like just getting a Zoom background or Googling
That's
images and
enough.
finding 2 or 3 that don't freak me out is the equivalent of a girls' trip there.
We're on a girls trip right now.
Yeah. Save money. It's virtual tourism. And I get it. You know what I mean?
If they want to do one of those like robots with like the screen, you know how they have those like as a surrogate, like they'll put like stationary, put you in a screen and it looks like you're in like a robot thing
Mm-hmm.
moving. If they want to do that with me, I'll go. But that's as far as I'm gonna go.
I don't even like want to do that. I don't
No.
want to. I don't need to see that. I'm really Aunt Sassy about Havasu.
Ow!
I don't need to see that. I
I
don't
did
like a
go to
square boat, like a
mm,
square. I don't like that. Like kind of a more rounded edges. That's just
mm,
me. That's just how I roll when it comes to boats and my boat preferences.
yeah.
And I have to honor that about myself.
Yeah, your preferences are your preferences.
I can't
I
change.
you were born that way.
Yeah.
When I was young, we went to Vegas and we rented a boat on Lake Mead before it was like drying out. So I got to see it in its prime and it was actually gorgeous. But my dad was like he was sort of going through a midlife crisis at that point, and he was like all he got like a brochure and was like, we're gonna do houseboat summer and
Mm.
just like cruise down the Colorado River in a houseboat. Like he was like adamant about doing like a square houseboat. And my mom was like, I don't want that. She goes, the carpets will get musty. And I always think that they have like smelly carpets on those.
Some are nice, like a proper houseboat that is it's almost like yacht like a bit can be really nice, but like
Yeah.
a just like a square like toot toot kind of boat like the girlies were partying on next to those drunk dudes. I was like, no, I don't like an aluminum square thing dinghy or something. Like I'm like, I can't.
Looks like an outhouse on a raft.
Yeah, it's just not my preference. The little toot toot boat.
And
Mm-mm.
you
No
build a
thanks.
locomotion with me.
I love Dorothy shutting that down ASAP.
Oh, she's not a houseboat gal.
Yeah, no way. Nor should she be. We're
No,
all better for it.
it was short lived. My dad was like, yeah, you're
Yeah. Wait, I want to talk
right.
briefly
Say it.
about the one, the only MH370.
She is that girl.
She is that bitch.
She's been that bitch
She's been that
for a
mysterious ass
decade.
bitch. I know it's crazy.
I know, isn't that weird? It's been 9 years.
That ain't
What the
right.
fuck?
People know what happened. I'm convinced that the truth is out there. I'm X-Files about this shit. And I honestly, after watching the Netflix documentary, I think that I side with the theory of the US shooting it down.
The French woman.
I trust her. She
Yeah, I
seems
do
like
too.
level-headed. She's not like emotional about it. She's very like she's
Unbiased.
yeah, and just like on the beat in a way that I really respect. And I was like, I stand with her. Je
I love
suis, je suis
Je suis
MH370.
Je suis Florence.
Mm-hmm.
I love that woman in Florida too, that photographer woman.
Oh yeah, the one that was searching and searching.
And she found the debris.
She did. So that was the debris, but people just don't want to honor her debris skills. Okay, that would be the debris though.
Well, she also there were reports of an oil person on an oil rig seeing like a flaming plane
Mm,
and other pilots passing over. I think it was in like the like South China Sea,
mm.
seeing debris and being like, wow, that's a lot of debris.
Wait, also that freak who just is like roaming around looking for debris. What's his
he's
deal? I
he's
don't
a
trust him
fraud.
at all.
So this guy Gibson, something Gibson Blaine or something, he Blaine Gibson, he is an adventurer. And everyone I think was starting to like they want to get a piece of the pie when it was becoming this great mystery. So he
Hmm.
set out and went to Mozambique, where they said he said I asked around, which I'm like, okay, and where would the debris go? And they all said the western coast of Africa on the Indian Ocean. And he just went there, and then within 20 minutes he found a window and
His
like a
debris finding skills know no bounds.
and so he somehow was able, not after a year, with multiple countries, multiple militaries, like thousands and thousands of miles of searching, this one motherfucker from America just happens to find pieces of plane, a window, like other shit, and he's the only one, and he just keeps finding it. So then people were like, how is this guy so good at this? And then Jeff Wise, who's a little kooky,
He's a little kooky.
but I think he has like some good instincts.
I love his creativity. I
But
love his hypotheses, but I still stand with Frenchie.
but she also looked into him too, and
Hmm.
she found he had connections to Russia.
Yeah.
So like he had business dealings with Russia. So they thought maybe they were planted there, which kind of makes sense because they never fully confirmed that the pieces of debris that he found were 370. They said it was highly likely, which in a case like this, highly likely means you don't got shit, basically.
No, it either is or it isn't.
Yeah. So it's like I don't believe that those were I think they like made them and like disassembled a plane and like had him just like paid him or something. That doesn't make sense to me.
Because the French theory is that Russia tried to intercept. Then the US was like, bitch, and shot the plane down.
The French theory, which I'm still watching it, but she basically found there were in on the plane, there was like a lot of weird material, like lithium, weird batteries,
Hmm. That weren't
and
declared properly. Or like,
no, and they weren't X-rayed.
yeah,
Somehow they made it through without being X-rayed, and she wasn't sure if it was American technology that the Chinese was after or Russia. Something was up with this fucking plane.
yeah, it was
Like
cursed from the jump.
it's not normal.
It was always going to disappear or go down somehow.
But
People were never
basically,
going to get on that plane and then get off
come
to
home.
tell the tale. Yeah.
No, it's sad.
Mm-mm.
I mean, it's really sad. Like you see the pain. That one woman, that one man who lost his whole family.
I know.
I
He's
like the
hot.
French guy. He's daddy.
He's
But
really hot.
I cannot. Can you imagine you lose your wife and own two children? Like I cannot fathom that.
And you get nothing.
You
You
get
literally,
nothing.
no one can tell you anything. That's such a lie. Like someone know that just doesn't happen.
My favorite is the shots of like families throwing water bottles at. Like we need more of that energy here.
Yeah.
When we don't like what's being said by politicians, we need to throw water bottles at them.
We need to insurrect in like a water bottle way.
Evian.
Hmm. Just
And
take
then
whatever in hand, oh, and just launch. I
but
like
I
that
just
guy. Remember that guy that threw his shoe at, was it George Bush that he threw his shoe at?
yeah, and George went,
Yeah. I
he
think
was
we should
right.
be throwing a lot more things. Maybe not, don't aim at the head,
No.
I don't even aim like at their body, but just throw it so they know that it's like a warning sign.
If you have like an empty water bottle that's like plastic and
Oh yeah.
soft, launch that shit.
Or one sip left, just so it has a tiny bit of weight so it can get to the stage and maybe just on someone. But I don't even think like
No.
I don't think it would hurt that bad.
But it was why I mean I just like I so basically there's a few theories. The one theory that Jeff Wise, which I remember reading this article in New York
Mm-hmm.
Magazine, he's a little kooky, but he is like really smart. And I think he's like very dedicated. And like it's kind of like, okay, well, like it might sound crazy, but like, why not at this
Yeah.
point? Um, he says that the plane was hijacked by people who went in. There's like below the galley where the flight attendants are in first class, there's like a remote control area. And he got into the system, took control away from the pilots using like his computer, like he hacked into the plane and then depressurized the plane so everyone died of hypoxia,
Hate that.
which is so terrifying, and then flew the plane to Kazakstan and then diverted a signal to make it look like they went south instead of north. And it was some sort of like act of war by Putin
Mm-hmm.
to like just create chaos and like hypernormalization and just be like, I can do this. I can make a whole plane disappear.
Mm-hmm.
Which is that's a terrifying theory. The people just like asleep in the plane.
Yeah, I always hated that part of the like imagined scenarios where it's like the oxygen masks come down, then the oxygen runs out, and you just what? Do you just fall asleep, or is it going to be a painful, scary thing?
No, you just fall asleep and die.
Okay, I love that. I love that. If true, let's like a peaceful slumber into the afterlife. Not that bad of a way to go.
But I
Chaos,
remember
fear, confusion,
I don't like
choking
that.
on your own vomit, like scream, crying, babies wail, like the thought of what's to come, not chill.
I mean, I'm sure there was some of that.
But you
If the
maybe not if
if
you
the
just
oxygen
really don't
masks
know.
come down,
Oh yeah.
you're gonna be freaking out a little.
Oh damn, yeah.
Um,
Why
then
even
there's
bother with the charade? You know what I mean? I'm like, just if you're on an airplane with me, any terrorists listening to this podcast, if we happen to be on the same plane, you're gonna take it down. Just please, just don't even just turn it off. You know what I mean? I want to just fall asleep. I think everyone can agree. I think that's across the board. We'd all just prefer to just sleep.
yeah. I mean, there was that golfer, Payne something. He was in a private jet and something happened and the jet depressurized and they went up to like an altitude that they weren't able to that like wasn't meant for humans to be. And they said they all died, but they said that a fighter jet flew next to the plane and he like looked in and it was you just saw like people just like dead in their chairs. Like
Who was
oh,
alive?
no, the plane was on autopilot, but it was like
Oh,
still but they were it and then it eventually crashed.
horrific.
But yeah, I can't that I remember also reading that the plane apparently went up
Yeah.
MH370 and like crew to like 40 or 5,000 feet or something insane. Like what the
Wasn't
fuck
there
happened?
wasn't there
I
also like someone thought that they had discovered a photo of the plane like in Kazakhstan or somewhere? Like,
oh, Jeff Wise said that he did a Google search of
he
this
Googled it.
area. They did a Google map and this area, this like military base in Kazakhstan in like the desert. This area, this huge patch of land and this like weird terrain that was like had been this whole area had been flattened for like as like a runway. It looked like, and then there was an area that in one Google image, like a few days before the plane, it got dug out, and
Like they were
then
gonna bury it.
yeah, and then they buried it.
I think that I think the US is involved somehow. Because when they do shit,
But why would they have shot us down? Or
they
us?
don't
Why would
want they don't want China or Russia to get their hands on the cargo. Or it's like if they're flying into airspace they're not supposed to be in, and
mm-hmm.
we have militarized all these different areas like all over the world, basically like international watchdog shit. And if something goes wrong, we're
Mm-hmm.
about to shut it the fuck down. It's like Lisa Vanderpump, and everyone, America is like Lisa Vanderpump, and then every other country are just the Sir employees.
No, we obviously like we're fine with killing civilians.
Yeah. And I think it's
But
like if you want to do that and you're like America and you don't want anyone to find out about it, you likely, I think we have the power to do that, or we did back then, TBD about now. But I just wish, I don't know, some psychic, a numerologist told my friend that we haven't heard the last of MH370. And I don't think he was talking about like a Netflix documentary coming out and like spilling tea. I think he was talking about like it will resurface somewhere and we'll know the truth.
well, there were theories that they were going to turn it into like a weapon, the plane,
Yeah.
and use it as like a giant missile.
I mean,
They did it before.
yeah.
Also, what's weird is I feel bad that they blamed the pilot for a while. I don't think he had anything to do with it.
No, I don't think that that's like a common way to like go out.
Some pilots have done it, but it's like very rare.
Yeah, I don't believe that. I think he was like a really convenient patsy to like bide time while deals were being made and like information was being exchanged in the meantime, and it was like a convenient narrative to feed the media because it sells lots of newspapers and gets lots of clicks, and it gets people like hyped up. It's like a true crime story that people can really sink their teeth into, but I
Yeah.
don't believe it. Like I think that that's exactly what it was.
He seemed really sweet and like truly loved aviation and was like proud of being and he was a veteran pilot. Like I don't think he did it.
I love his little simulator.
Yeah,
Oh, I
he was
said,
doing me too. And like people were like, "Oh, he charted a path." And like Jeff Wise was like, "He didn't do it."
no, no,
God, the woman who the co-pilot's wife who was a flight attendant just broke my heart.
I know. Everyone, like families who lost loved ones, is incredibly heartbreaking. And I truly cannot imagine just having something like that happen and then just being in the dark forever and never knowing. That's like your child getting abducted or like disappearing, and
Yeah.
like you just never have any idea of anything ever again. Speaking of which, what happened to like the Madeline McCann Instagram
Oh,
girly?
I didn't hear anything else about it after we talked about it.
I feel like maybe it didn't pan out. She was
Yeah,
like a crazy person. Yeah.
yeah, she was.
She's just a kooky girl.
But it is yeah, it's like it's a tragedy and like it's really chilling. And then there was one guy whose mom was on the plane and he who's being interviewed or his dad, I forget. And he said that
The call.
yeah, so they assembled all the families in like a hotel room in uh Beijing where it was heading. And he said it was like being in hell because everyone was just wailing and like moaning because I mean can you imagine? It's like
I can't handle a wailing room.
no, but
Or like post death mournful wailing.
yeah, like people just collapsing, like their children, like it's just
No,
it's
no,
utter hell.
it's true
But he
hell.
said at some point this girl got a call from one of her parents that was on the plane, incoming call, and she held up the phone and said, "My mom is calling. What do I do?" And the
Answer
guy
that
goes,
shit.
and the guy goes, "I said answer it. God damn it." And when she answered it, it was like the call was like connected for like a second and then went out. What
That's
the fuck?
sketchy.
And that was hours after they were saying it probably went down. So it was
Not
flying
buying
at,
it.
I like, what the fuck? What do you think?
I don't know. Maybe it was shot down, but there was like one lone survivor who held on to like a wing for dear life and had her phone in her pocket. I have no
Had a
clue.
signal?
Kind of got a signal and was like, I gotta call my daughter. And then the signal was like, no.
That actually gives me like heat. It's so scary. Like,
Me too. I'm sweating.
what?
What
How
happened? Be
ghostly
honest.
is that?
People need to be honest. It's time.
Oh my God. I got the scariest was I remember reading about it at the time and they said like, oh my God. Because the media was so ghoulish about it. And they were like, they
They
were
loved
writing
it.
like the New York Times, they were all writing like fantasies about like what would you be hearing on this plane? And they said if everyone was dead by hypoxia, then you would just see a silent cabin with like bottles rolling around and phones going off. And I was like,
Oh, I hate that so much. Wait, have you started reading that book, The Deluge?
I did. I love it.
Love it, but I'm
Where are
terrified.
you on?
I'm like 40% into it. I'm like 300. I'm like almost at the
Oh,
halfway point. I'm like
I'm I'm
300 or 400.
163.
Yeah. It's like ramping. It's ramping up. And then there are scenarios where I'm like, I can think of you because I'm like, this is
On
going to freak
Moss.
Carrie out. It's truly takes it to a place of en masse that I'm not even prepared for, but I'm also on the edge of my goddamn seat.
I'm obsessed with Katie.
Kate Morris.
She kind of reminds me of Scheana. I kept seeing in my head. I know she's like for
You
some reason I
imagine
kept
Scheana in
imagining
that role.
Scheana.
I love that.
Is she bad or is she good?
TBD, kind of like, I think everyone's kind of bad and good in the book. I'm obsessed with Jackie, the advertising agency girlina.
The one who fucked the actor?
Hmm.
Love that. Yeah,
Guys, if
I'm
you don't know
still
idea what we're talking about, I mentioned this book on the bonus episode called The Deluge, and it's like a climate disaster thriller that's like 800 pages, but we're
slow
deep
burning
in it. It's
apocalypse.
a slow burning apocalypse that begins like in 2013 and then I think goes like years and years into the future, but it is true. It's a
Hell on
climate
Earth.
horror. Yeah. It's making me fear climate change in a way that I haven't feared it before now.
That whole part about the heroin addict and like the blizzard, that freaked me out.
Yeah. So buckle up, baby.
Not really a fan of some of his behavior.
No, don't love what he's been up to.
Anyway, speaking of slow
Speaking
burner
of
horror,
and behavior that we don't love.
I'm Carrie,
I'm Lara.
and you're listening to
Sexy,
Sexy, Unique,
unique podcast.
MH370, Pumpheads.
Pumpheads.
One of these people knows what happened.
I think Lisa probably knows what happened.
Of course, darling.
She goes, I have
We all
graves.
know.
I have graves all over my house for the victims of MH370. When someone there says they have graves, they're thinking of you because they're standing amidst the graves that are
Yeah, I
all over
didn't.
their properties. I literally
Oh,
gasped.
darling,
Darling, how
you could
are
be in here
you?
too, darling.
I was
I
just
could put you
thinking of
into the
you.
ground.
I was just thinking of you looking around at all of my graves. She was in a
I was
place
like,
of graves. We'll get
my
there.
best friends growing up, um, their family moved into this like beautiful like house that had been like a farm. It was like part of it used to be a farmhouse,
Hmm.
and it was built around like this big plot of land, and they had a cow. They found a cow grave for like the farmer that lived there, buried their cow there, named like Old
Oh,
Bess or something. But they, we used to have sleepovers in their. It's my friend Matt that you
yeah.
know, and his brother Tommy, and we used to have sleepovers in their basement, and they would go, "Do you hear that, Carrie? The cows are great." And they would be like, "You can hear the cows at night," and I would be so freaked out. because they had like a crawl space in their basement, and like they used to tell me they could hear the mooing, the silence of the
You were
cows.
haunted by old Bess, the
Old
ghost of
Bess.
old Bess.
I
Cows are
was.
freaky though. Like, what are
They
they ever
are.
thinking? Some of them are,
Remember
I think
Bonegate?
they're, yeah, I think that they're
Simon's.
sweet and smart mostly, but they're also dumb and sinister mostly. So it's hard
I
to
think they're
really
mostly
know.
dumb.
They can be sinister at night. A cow standing and you just like look in the eye, its eyes glint in the dead of night. There's
Yeah.
something off about that.
Well, they're like, yeah, they're kind of like they're so vulnerable that it's almost they're freaky. It's like they stare
Mhm.
at you and they're like, I know you know that I'm going to die for you, and you're gonna look into my eyes and see my fragility, and it's a punishment.
But
Or
I'm big
like
enough to kill you.
I
I'm big
but I'm
enough
big
to kill you.
I could hoof you in the throat and rip out your esophagus.
Yeah. Cows could end
But
us, yet
they
they're
are like always like
terrified.
they're always like being abducted or like prodded, and like there's something there is something like ghostly about cows because of how what their purpose is.
Hmm.
Ugh. Anyway,
Old
um
Bess.
so we
I'm
start out
sad.
in
I'm sad that no one in the intro to VPR spills their drinks anymore. No one's sloshing drinks around like they used to.
I know.
It's really sad.
Well, they've Lisa lost her liquor license at Pump.
I know, but I think that
So
that
she's
someone said it's like a thing that can get resolved in like a day and a half.
I'm saying she has to conserve her liquor. That's why no
Like,
one's
don't
spilling it.
spit it, doll. It's Vegas
So
nights
we
with
come up.
Raquel.
Mm, okay, don't hate me.
What?
I felt bad for her.
Ob- Obviously, I'm not a
I know, but people are
monster.
gonna be
I
like,
felt
she's a
really
fucking.
bad. No, you know what I said to myself after this little Vegas journey? I said, I kind of like Raquel.
I felt
I
bad
was
for
like,
her. She was
Raquel
being
is just
J
honest.
sweet.
Just sweet Raquel. She's having a
Rachel.
Vegas
Rachel.
night.
She's going through. I mean, you
And
have
I
to also
said,
like.
what? Go ahead.
No, just like I kept thinking like I felt bad for her, but I was like at the same time, I think at this point she's beginning to carry on an affair.
Yeah. I think she's
So she's doing some.
tortured by her own choices. Like, I think it's already started and she already knows that it's really fucked up, but like can't control it or like is still curious about what draws her into these dark corners. And what the emotional like fallout of that is like what we're seeing kind of play out. But I
She's
wish
leaning
that
into her
Scheana,
shadow.
yeah, I wish that Scheana was there in Vegas to be with Raquel and like whoop it up with her.
But we got Charli, which was great. And like
I know, but
Charli was a
Charli
great,
was too little too late. The damage had already been done. It was three
but
against
I did
one.
appreciate her. But I did appreciate Charli coming in and just being like, I'm not afraid of any of you.
Yeah, that was baller. Lala and Katie are like in a king size bed in the suite. And Lala goes, the sloppiness of Raquel tonight. And they're like, yeah, what a sloppy bitch. I was like, what? She's like a beauty queen. She's like microwaving something. She's literally not sloppy. She's just like a little bit drunk.
Also,
I'm
Lala,
like,
you headbutted a trans woman.
you've been talking about sloppy. You like shoved someone, fat shamed people. Like you were so sloppy. And like, I love Katie Maloney of all
I
people
know.
getting on her high horse. I literally just watched the episode where she goes, he's sticking up for the whore in there when she like tries to like destroy Scheana for like giving Peter like a fun flirty lap dance on his like birthday as a joke. Like Katie with orange hair like crying before Tom Schwartz like pours a beer on her. I'm like, you guys literally are sloppy ground zero.
Katie is it's very like Elvira, Mistress of the Night, when the townspeople are like coming for her head. they're like PTA moms.
I don't get
I
it. It's
just
like you put these women together and they cannot help but single someone out and decide to hate them and that they're better than them and they've forgotten everything they've ever done. And they witch hunt and crucify a woman. It's just the
It's
way it
giving
goes.
Music Man. It's giving Marion the Librarian. Pick a little, tuck a little, pick a little, tuck a little, pick, 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 tuck a... He left River City, the library building, but he left all the books to her. Balzac. It's truly, they're literally like hens being like.
Yeah. Also, I was like,
Raquel's microwaving.
Yeah, I was mostly worried for Raquel when she goes, "Thank you, Lisa Vanderpump, for the leftovers," and microwaved truly a bowl of slop and then started eating it. Internally, I go, "You're in danger, girl. You're not gonna."
I was just like, I've been there.
I get it, but I'm also like, this is dicey territory. Everyone's leftovers. Bread.
It looks like Thanksgiving. It looks like stuffing or like something. I was like, what?
It was so brown.
Ugh.
It was so brown with like a big old glop of macaroni. I was like, this is The Last of Us. This is where The Last of Us started.
I was also like, I know she's gassy. After eating that, I was like truly worried for her stomach.
Well, she's young, so I think you can like,
yeah, I guess
you can Hoover late at night as a youth and still like live to tell the tale the next day. Katie's also such a troll. She goes, "Raquel, like you made out with Oliver. Why are you like this?" I was like, just because you're a no sex having Teletubby doesn't mean that you can just shame this girl.
Kristina Kelly gets in the bed and it's like literally the three versus Raquel sitting on the end of the bed with her turkey stuffing, just like groveling at
with
their feet,
gruel.
Being like with her fucking porridge, and the three hens are at the other end of the bed, all judging her,
scowling at her.
Aspersions.
I'm also like, can you guys lighten the fuck up? You're in Vegas. She did exactly what you go to Vegas to do, which is like get drunk and have a good time. And the three of you are sitting here like, I have to say, I hate Kristina Kelly. Fuck
She's
her.
So mean.
She sucks ass. She's so judgmental. And I'm like, what are you bringing to the... I love that she's on the show because I love to have some people to hate on the show.
Look at me with my nose. What I will say is that Kristina Kelly did have Raquel's number a little bit.
She did, but she's just like...
But she also didn't.
Yeah.
They're just mean. They're mean girling her. They're stonewalling her. She's at the end of the bed. She's like...
She's a puppy. She literally just wants you to be like, laugh with her and like pay attention to her. And then Katie's like, I have to say, Raquel's always after everyone's man, and it is a red flag. And Lala goes, you drinking? I would never trust you around my man. And Raquel goes,
well, thank God you don't have a man for me to be around. And Lala goes, Lo, you should go to bed. I can't. Don't eat. Like I was like, Lala, I love Lala, but I'm like, you have said some abhorrent shit to the people. You've said some horrible things to people.
Also, like that was like were a mistress. You literally fucked this girl's man, and you just told her about it. I love Lala going, no, you got to get out of here now. She literally took offense that just any woman would be. I feel offended for any woman that has to watch her say this. I'm also like, you're projecting, like you're just projecting your own situation and how bad you feel about your own situation onto this woman, because it's not about like not trusting a floozy around your man. It's actually about trusting your man around a floozy.
it's also just like you fucked this girl's ex fiance.
You literally will be 1 second you'll be like, that is enough. Like, disengage, bitch. Like, that is so disrespectful. And when I fucked your man 6 years ago, and you're like, what are you speaking of?
When I fucked your man, I never insulted you.
When I fucked your man when you
Also,
were together 6 years ago.
Raquel sounded like a child. Like when she made like that was like a Rugrats insult.
I don't think she thought it through. I don't think she meant it mean. I thought it was like very just like point blank, like good thing. It's good if that's how you feel. It's really good that you don't have a man around. That's just facts,
I
Dole.
did I did see the glimmer in her eye, the glint of guilt. You could see it.
She knows what
She
she's
got
doing. She knows what she's engaging in. I
but
love her going into
sorry.
her room and turning on a light machine and just having like a Taylor Swift dance party. I was like, this is fun. Like, I would want to be in that room.
Yeah, it was cute. I felt it was like she's like this like golden retriever.
Mm-hmm.
And
I
I
don't,
felt bad that
yeah,
she went in there to like soothe, I think, and like
and just
Kristina
do
Kelly goes
her
in. She's
little
like, "Oh my
thing.
god, what are these lights? My god, Raquel, this is so weird."
The thing is like, I think Kristina Kelly brings out, she initiates that kind of energy in other people where it's like, there's always like one girl or person when the vibe like this shifts and it becomes like against the person on the trip. There's always
Mm-hmm.
one person who's like kind of starts it or who's like, oh my God, like Raquel. Ugh. And then is like, because Katie said, my toothbrush is in there. I can't go in there. And if I were in that situation with her, I'd be like, just fucking go and get your toothbrush. It's like not a big deal. Like, just go in there. Like, what? But Kristina Kelly is the kind of person that's like, you want me to do it? I'll do it. I don't care. I'll go in there and get it. I'll go in. And then goes and spies and then is like, you guys wouldn't even believe what she's up to in there. She's a light machine and is playing music. And then like hypes everyone up to be like thinking it's so weird that she's just doing something that like people like to do.
Yeah, it was very like mob mentality. It was like the Stanford prison experiment.
It was.
And I didn't like that. I'm like, again, like you have all been disgusting goblins. You have all been drunk on drugs, like out of your fucking mind on this show, like making absolute fools of yourself long before Rachel/Raquel came in. And here you are, this girl's like eating a little stuffing and like then goes in and like soothes with like a baby light machine and like listens to like 1989.
Like Taylor Swift,
That's
like
like
what is wrong with that?
that's the least of your that's probably the least sloppy thing I can imagine.
She's like categorically not sloppy. I've seen much sloppier.
Yeah, me.
I'm like, you guys, you're not being fun. This isn't like Vegas vibes.
It's not like she's like peeing their bed or something. It's like she's just like and
She just wanted to eat a
then
little bit of gravy. She wanted to heat up some gravy and mac and cheese from Vanderpump Paris and like microwave a little bread, stir it all together and slop it up. What's wrong with that, really? That's sensible. It was the only food around.
she's a horse.
Yeah.
And then she waits by the door and listens in as they just like cackle and like kiki about hating her.
I was sad. Then she goes to
She
bed
starts
crying
crying.
in her little light room. That's not fair.
You know what I thought?
What?
Do Sandoval and her sleep with lights on like that?
Probably. They probably had dance parties at night. Do you think she texted him that night? It's so
Mm-hmm.
messy. But I blame Sandoval. I'm done blaming Raquel. I'm done blaming
Animal's a pig.
Raquel. Why the next day they're talking and Lala goes, what she showed up with on this bed last night, I'm appalled. I'm like, really?
Yeah.
Lala goes, I respect people's relationships. And she just does not. I was like, you literally fucked her. It's like you literally engaged in like two affairs outside of marriage, both as the mistress, actually. And one worked out. And that's like truly no judgment. It just is what it's just the truth. It's the fact of the matter.
But don't be a hypocrite.
Yeah. Just be like,
Just own it.
you could also just be like, I don't like this person. You don't have to like pretend to like them and like I think that's makes it worse is like the pretending to like her and like be nice, but really it's like you just don't like her. And that's fine. But don't try and
That's
make it
totally
all
fine.
about this. Who cares that much?
You know what I don't like too is like as a sober person, like being super judgmental of like drunk people. That's like it's okay. Like obviously like I've gotten annoyed at like being out and like being like spilled on and stuff, but like especially someone you're friends with, like don't judge them.
No, she's a little bit on a sobriety high horse.
Yeah, it's like I always try to think like I've had moments like if I'm not obviously like I've judged and like or at least wait till you're like not with them anymore to judge them. But like
Yeah.
I don't know. I just always think like I was wetting my bed 4 nights a week and like what? And like eating like Slim Jims and like hoarding Slim Jims in my bed and like falling asleep with like chips all over. Like I was a pig person. So like I have no room to judge anyone,
No.
you know?
Yeah.
I'm just
I
like, yeah, get off
realized
your that's not what sobriety's about. Like if especially in
no.
recovery, like it's attraction, not promotion.
Yeah. It also just is like, I think it's easy to do like even though
On
she
this
has
show.
4 years, it's easy to do on this show, but even though she has 4 years, that's still like early on if you're considering like the rest of your life. You know what I mean? And it's like, it is an accomplishment and you have gone through a lot, but
She
like,
has.
it's also like, I don't think that you can just dismiss any of your past behaviors and just chalk it up to like, I was drinking and then like have it be okay. Like, that's not how it works either. You still have to have like radical responsibility for your actions. You still chose to do something like yeah, you're going to probably make bad choices sober too. That's just like the nature of being a human being. So like I don't buy that as an excuse, and that also shouldn't be an excuse that like shuts down the conversation and you can like weaponize your sobriety. Like it just is not, it's not the look.
Drinking is just a symptom
Yeah.
of alcoholism.
The next day when they woke up and I realized that they still have to go to fucking Lake Havasu, I felt
Oh my
devastated
God.
for Rock.
When they're driving, well, first we head back to Valley Village where Je suis Schwartz is getting a closet organization via Scheana,
Mm-hmm.
via some girl.
By a girl named Shira, I think.
Shira and
She was like, get in here. He does dress like this. He dresses like shit. We got to get him dressed up. She goes, I want you to have big dick energy. I want you to get your Schwartz back. I
I
just
need
wrote
to
this
say
woman,
something.
Shira. What?
I'm so attracted to Schwartz this season, and I like really hate myself for it.
We all go
He's,
through this.
I
I get it.
know. I
I get
saw
it.
a clip of him at the airport like last week, and TMZ was like asking about it, and he like talked to them and was like super charming, and I was just like, I want to suck your dick and package claim in front of everyone. Like I was like, I will go down right now.
You want to give him a public beach.
Yeah, I was like that, and I usually am like so repulsed by him, but for some reason this season I'm like,
the act that he has down of this kind of like sad, tall, nice guy who just needs mommy or daddy to like help him out, and is it is an aphrodisiac. I won't lie, but I don't want to fall
Can't.
prey to that. And that's like,
No, and also,
like I want to like, I want him to like cry to me and then we like fuck.
yeah. But then I'm like, he dumped like a drink on his wife's head.
No, he's a pig, but
He's a
like,
pig. But I
but
have
the
to live in my
attraction is,
truth.
yeah, I mean, I totally understand. Honesty is the first step
Thank
to
you.
a radical transformation. And I support this and I won't judge that.
I feel like I've relapsed on Schwartz.
I know he when he started crying in like episode 2 or something, I was like, I felt the tingle and I was like,
Yeah.
oof,
I
sad boy energy can take you far in sexual terms. It's its own like sexual currency at times. And we have to rail against that. We cannot reward these sad boys, even if they're hot and sad. You know who'll be even sadder at the end of an escapade? You.
me.
Mm-hmm.
My pussy.
They should have like a type of sex worker, male gigolo who does like hot sad boy stuff that then you can just like, you never have to see them again.
Exercise
It's
it
like,
from yourself.
yeah,
Yeah.
you get it out of your system without it
Yeah.
sucking your energy like a vampire. Shira, I wrote, is doing God's work by going through this man's clothes. But then he does something that infuriated me, which is she was like taking things out of his closet that were hideous and being like, does this bring you joy? Like, we've got to get rid of this. This is stressing me out, and like throwing them into a pile. And he was like, no, but I think Katie will want this. Like, put it in the Katie pile to give to Katie. And I was like, imagine your ex or ex-husband giving you a pile of his ugliest clothes that he no longer wants to wear and thinks that you might want them. I was like, bitch, like
He's
when
so
women
beyond.
leave, yeah, when women leave, like we take the things we want. And if it's left there, trust, we never want to see that again. Ever. Like this is a true PSA. Absolute, just place your trust in me when I tell you this. No woman, no ex of yours wants a pile of your old clothes once you've broken up, and especially when you're getting styled to have a whole new style and you're going to give me your trash. Think it through.
The narcissism is like
This
the
is
size of a planetarium.
straight
Galaxy
men.
brain,
This
straight
is
man, galaxy
sad
brain.
boy behavior. Yeah, through and through. The sad boys, they really do think you want like a pair of pants with like a mustard stain on them. Like they really would think that you would be the person to give like a gas station attendant shirt cut off at the sleeves. Like she doesn't want that. Like what the fuck are you
No,
thinking? I was like,
she
that
left
my attraction was
you.
gone. Yeah, she left and she took things that she wanted and started a new life. It's crazy.
And Scheana's like, well, she's having a divorce party that I wasn't invited to with the girls. So like, let's do one for you. We can get all the guys together and me.
She was having a divorce party. I wasn't invited, but I've come to expect that.
Let's
And
get
I
the
was
boys
like,
together.
boys' night. I'll come.
At
Sky
the Mondrian, which I love.
bar.
Back with the girlies on the way to Lake Havasu, Raquel reminds them that James, when they went home for Thanksgiving, like towards the end of their relationship, and he called her dad sad and said her mom was fat.
Man is
He
a
is
nightmare. He's bad.
out of control.
He's out of control.
That is
It's
so
all,
fucking mean.
it's so mean. It's so funny, but it's also just funny because it's not happening to me or anyone that I love. Like, his roasts, he can go there, but it's truly like if someone said that to me, I would immediately leave them. Like you cannot say that to your siggo.
No, it's just so cruel and like demeaning. And he's like, and by the way, I'm like, James, no offense, but like, you want to talk about fucked up families? Let's examine your
Well,
Oliver Twist's
again,
father and your like mom who robbed a bank.
it takes one to know one. It's all projection. And that's what is like, that's one of the things I love about this show is like everyone quickly forgets their own bullshit and then just projects it on to the most triggering person in the friend group to them. And I'm like, you guys are incredible at never learning a thing. Raquel goes, she goes, who am I? Literally, people have been asking me, Raquel, who are you? And you know what I say? I don't know. And I was like, wow, relatable queen sobbing. She truly has no idea who she is. And I'm like, I get that. I see that for her.
Yeah, that's your
'Cause she's
20s. And she
getting
has
also
like a
dicked down by
full
Sandoval. She's literally fucked the guy who's like basically like partner in life, just had to fly back home to like put her dog down. And Raquel's like, I fucked him. She's like,
multiple
who
times.
am I? That is a question you would ask yourself a lot in that situation.
She has like a total anxiety attack in the car and like is hyperventilating. And Kristina Kelly's like, "Oh, Raquel, are you okay?"
She doesn't care.
Oh, she doesn't give a shit.
She's trying to breathe. I wrote,
She's trying to get info out of her.
yeah, she's pumping her for information. She's taking advantage
I
of
think
Raquel in her vulnerable state.
I think
Kelly's
Kristina knows
sick.
that she's having an affair with someone.
She knows something in the milk ain't clean. Let's just
Mhm.
put it that way. But I also wrote, these bitches are gonna kill Raquel and bury her in the desert.
Like
It was
Neon
giving
Demon.
like Goodfellas. I was truly in a place of casino watching them like in the dusty Vegas winds blowing. I was like, they're gonna bury Raquel alive. They're gonna kill her like they killed Joe Pesci in Casino, where they beat him to death in a cornfield and just like leave him and his brother for dead.
It's also giving Neon Demon.
Totally. And then Lala goes, here, sparkling water, and hands her a Voss sparkling water, which I have to say, for anyone listening to Too Niche, when we hauled sparkling waters, that was the worst tasting sparkling water either Elizabeth and I had ever tried in our lives. It got an F across the board.
Everyone's obsessed with it.
It's heinous. It tastes flat. It tastes like toilet water that someone kind of half-assed, like sparkled, like they took it out of a toilet and then put it in a soda stream and just pumped the soda stream once and then put it in a bottle. It's so bad. I'm not even kidding.
Gross.
It's disgusting.
I think it just looks chic.
It was the bottle. It was the first like round bottle like that. It really
The ball.
blew people away. But yeah, I think
I will
Raquel
say,
is. Oh, go ahead.
sorry. How are we doing this episode with
We're good. Keep going. Keep on going.
Raquel? I was a little chilled to the bone when she went from crying to laughing and like fine. And Kristina goes, "Oh, you're laughing now. That's good." And I was like,
She's Joker vibes. She's Joker too. Her and Sandoval are literally Lady Gaga and Joaquin Phoenix in the Todd Phillips, the Joker too.
"Well, do."
Folie à deux. Also, I was like, Raquel's def slept with Sandy at this point and has insane guilt that's tearing her apart. But this is her metamorphosis moment. We're literally seeing the birth of a villain. Speaking of which, is that rumor true that Raquel and Scheana are not even allowed to have contact with each other, period?
I don't know.
Apparently there's some Instagram slide going around that says that because of the restraining order, Raquel and Shishu aren't allowed to have any contact, not even over Zoom, which just made me laugh. Because you would have to like accept a Zoom from someone to have contact.
Scheana's gonna come through the screen like Samara.
Don't you dare send me a Zoom link. What, they're acting like she would have to like accept a Zoom. Like it takes two to Zoom. Anyways, but all of that is to say, I love don't you dare. Don't even think about Zooming. You're like, I wouldn't, because it would have to be a conscious choice. Just imagine like someone filing a restraining order on you and then you being like, I'm gonna send him a Zoom link and see if they'll take the bait.
Scheana would.
She's like click that link. She like disguises it as a bit.ly link. She's like disguises it as a spam like Shane link. She's like 20% off bandage dresses. Click here. It's like from and then Raquel clicks on it. And Scheana, surprise, bitch, you're on fucking Zoom with me, Scheana on the beat. And she tries to like get a scoop.
She goes, surprise, bitch, you're on the reunion right now. We're all here.
We're all here. Scheana on the beat. What do you have to say for yourself? Go.
Andy Cohen's here too.
I want Scheana to take over the reunion. Like, she needs to walk up to Andy Cohen mid-reunion, take the mic out of, like, unhook the mic from him and hook it to herself, sit on his lap, and just take over the entire thing. She leads the conversation. She goes, we're gonna get Raquel right now. She finds a way to disguise her phone number, send Raquel a fake link for a shopping sale, and lo and behold, bandage dresses for a Forever 21 bandage dress sale.
And Raquel goes, oh, this looks really fun. Good.
I love it. I want to see what the deals are.
Oh,
she goes,
oh no, it was a trap.
30% off at Ulta. Well, don't mind if I do. And then Scheana is back and
wow, American Eagle has really rebranded themselves. I'm interested.
I could use a pair of Irie underwear. Okay. 5 for $25.
Oh my God.
Oh. I'm dead. Don't you dare interact. Not in life and not on Zoom. Mm-hmm. You'd have to. What are you talking about? Anyways, so I think that.
Oh, a gift certificate to Nordstrom. Here we go.
Best Buy is having it.
I've won a free trip, it says, to Hawaii.
I've always wanted to go to the Big Island. Okay, let's see what this is all about.
Hey, bitch. Gotcha. Surprised to see me? Thought so.
Also, you have to like...
I'm here with the whole crew.
I pretty much invited the whole crew, Scheana was saying, to the Zoom.
Oh
no.
It says I've been accepted to graduate school. Maybe I'll be in academia now. Maybe that's who I am. I'm an academic. Oh no.
Oh, top 5 kinesiologists list. Click here to see more. Wow, I haven't thought about that in a long time. Okay.
Wow, X-ray technician. I can do that.
I should look that up. What was I gonna say? Oh, I think producers cannot bend to this. And if they really aren't allowed to have contact, they need to just have. Well, I'm gonna watch, but we will watch.
I know. I'm kidding. I'm kidding.
I know. But they need to just have Raquel in a room. Like, they can bring Raquel. They can swap them out. They could cover, they could hide. They don't have to have contact ever. They can just walk people in and out and like interview them at different times. Like, I don't especially need them to interact, but I do need everyone else to interact with Raquel, and I need Raquel to interact with Tom, and I need answers, and I need them to be present. And if truly, it has to be figured out. We have to come from a place of we're figuring this out.
They will. They'll figure it out. I trust. They know they can't. This is like such an opportunity for ratings.
I know.
I'm sure. I think ratings have already increased for VPR.
They had to have.
So so back in Arizona, they get to Lake Havasu, and it's what you think. But their house is kind of cute.
It's fine. Has one of those like child protector things around the pool. I don't love that. It's fine if you have kids, but like not at a vacation home. My God.
Queen Charli enters holding a box of Modelo. I was like, that's a queen. I get her.
She was, hey, single whores. Are there any single whores here? I was like, when someone enters like that, you know you're about to have a really good time.
She's a beer girl.
She is a beer girl. She's fun. She goes, all I know about Modelo in hand. She goes, all I know about Kristina Kelly is that she used to work at Sir and now she sells lip balm for a living.
She gags me.
I said, you're a good one. I take back everything I said, naysaying Charli. I was like, you're an essential worker this season.
She also might be a genius.
I think she kind of is. She's a bit chouse, which I like. She brings a certain chouse to the party. And
she
a little
does not
bit
care at all.
She love it. I love her going into some place and then immediately after laughing and being like, that was hysterical. We're like really stirring the fucking pot and then being like, that was the most awkward thing I've ever seen in my life. And then like laughing and being like, let's do karaoke. That's the kind of friend you really need.
Back in Leho, we had to TomTom. Sandoval's wearing a lightning bolt.
And a lightning bolt earring. I noticed that. What's he trying to say? He's signaling to rock. Did you see Ariana? Oh, I saw that you saw it because you commented on it.
We both did. Saw it.
Her beautiful comeback post.
Gorgeous dress.
Never looked better. Gorgeous dress. Living, laughing, loving. I was like, this is a new era for her. The new chapter begins now.
I was like, should I comment? Is that weird? And then I was like, whatever.
No, I was like, yeah, we have to support. We have to support our girl.
Queen.
You have to be in that moment. You have to ask yourself, am I a feminist or not?
I'm a feminist.
Mm-hmm.
Sandoval and James are kind of wanting to like divest from TomTom.
Oh, the Toms, Sandy and Schwartz. Yeah, they're on
Sandy
the fence.
and Schwartz. Sorry.
They're on the fence. They talk to Max. They go, how's the covers for tonight? Max goes, oh, it's good.
As though they even know what they're talking about.
They haven't been there in months.
I know. I'm also like, the jig's up. Like, Lisa basically just laid out what your actual role is at this restaurant, and like that you literally just come here to shake hands and take photos. And that's why she gave you the opportunity to give her $50,000 each.
Max has more stake in this place than you.
Max actually works. He's like managing the restaurant.
Yeah.
These are truly two celebrated idiots. They're, I love, what's the cover tonight?
What's the cover? Oh, it's good.
Someone says, he goes, that's my favorite place in this restaurant. That chair. Love it there. I'm like, shut up. You're so worthless in this space. You know, I love Lisa being like, well, there they are. She knew it would just be good business to have them around and then convince them to pay her 50 grand. I was like, this woman is actually genius level.
The fools have arrived.
The Pied Pipers are here. Yeah, the court jesters are flitting about.
James completely jaywalks across Santa Monica Boulevard, like somehow like dodging traffic. I was like, wow, the confidence.
He does whatever he wants.
He's like, yeah, I need a guy's night too. I was like, yeah, you need a guy's night in your hole. You need to be like bukkake.
You need to be DP'd. That's a guy's night. Classic guy's night. Guy's night. It's on. Guys night. Oi.
Guys night. It's on.
It's on. It's on, mate. Guys
It's on,
night
mate.
tonight.
It's on, blokes. Get in here. Get in my mouth. All of you. Let's see if we all fit it in.
One in my mouth, two in the stink. Let's go. Rightio. Slide it in. Guys night. That is guys night.
Yeah, and we.
Yeah. In that corner, you couldn't. A lot of guys night. Oop, a lot of guys nights happening over there in that neck of the woods. James says that Allie doesn't want him speaking to Raquel anymore. And he's like, right, I gotta do that. I gotta stop seeing her.
I think that's fair.
Yeah.
I like Allie.
Me too. He goes, next thing you know, it's DJ Raquel. It's see you next Wednesday. I was like imagining DJ Raquel at see you next Wednesday. I was like, say more. Goes,
I'd go.
I'd go.
Wow, these knobs and turn screws. How am I supposed to manage this whole cockamamie thing?
Also, I'm like, wow, the bar's low because literally when we went to serve, someone played porn accidentally, or like when we went to TomTom. So like, I really think that you can just plug and play.
Lesbian porn.
I mean, they'd do well to have like a dedicated DJ. Like, I think Raquel could do a better job than that. She's like, so you're telling me I just plug in my phone and press play? And you're like, yeah, that's it.
I'll make a playlist. It'll take me some time, but I'll get you back to one.
I want to know her playlist. Like, I like a Taylor Swift. I'm open. I'm really open to it.
How to save a life.
The girlies.
The girlies. Jinx. The girlies are so mean to Ms. Wretch.
Also, the places they're going, I was like, this Lake Havasu trip is a flop. Doing a Martini Bay and no Lake Havasu. I'm sorry, but like a martini restaurant that's doing like a chocolate syrup around the glass.
Oh,
don't even take it there. Don't you dare. Don't.
Kristina goes, can we just do a Caesar for the whole team? I was like, that's me.
No, I would love that, but I feel it's like Kristina Kelly makes me nervous because I feel like we would go out to eat and I'm trying to feast. I'm trying to literally feast. And I feel like she does not want to feast in the way that I want to feast.
She's butter lettuce.
She's one Caesar for the whole table. And I'm like, that's not going to work. I'd be SOS eyes to whoever and be just like psychically relaying the need to feast and getting them on board just through eye contact alone.
Charli goes, I'll have a Corona Light.
I love her.
what?
She drinks like that. I feel like that's how my like first stepmom used to like order at restaurant. Like it's such like it's like
Angie?
a stepmother. Yeah, it's a stepmother drink kind of Corona Light.
What if Charli was Angie?
That would be wild. Lala goes, when Raquel drinks, she turns into a different person. I was like, no, she doesn't actually. That's you.
No.
It's actually you who do that.
Why you're sober.
I'm sorry to say. I'm sorry to have to say that, but it's true.
She's gonna...
Also, I'm like, look around, look at the person next to you, Katie.
Yeah,
She changes. She's fucking Dr. Jekyll, Mr. Hyde.
She literally had like an alternate identity created for so that people could process and deal with her personality disorder that came out when she was drinking too much.
That is like my biggest pet peeve. I remember when people would be like, you know, KK's coming out, or like Sass is coming out, you know, like they would. I'm like, shut up, don't name yourself.
They name your alter ego?
No, they name their own.
Oh,
like
yeah.
They revel in it.
No, that's
like
alcoholism. That's the first. That's early stage alcoholism. Late stage, I think, is having a nickname that other people have come up for you that you get really mad about because you kind of know it's true and you don't like that they've identified you with like your alternate name and identity that's specifically geared at when you've had too much to drink and you become a different person.
Late stage is when you just become, you don't transition back from the nickname.
That's actually mid stage. Mid stage is nickname. Early stage is you giving yourself like a silly nickname that's funny that actually isn't representative of the monster that lies within. Mid stage is everyone around you has
Other
now
people.
given you a nickname that you do not like, and you ask them specifically not to call you that because it really triggers you, but you still continue to drink and act like that, so they do it. Yeah, and then late stage is you just become the thing that you hate the most. Wow, we really did something there. We really cracked it. We did. They continue to slut shame all these sexless ladies getting mad at a chaotic whore. Like, I can't.
And then Raquel goes, I mean, Lala, you slept with a married man. You were literally a mistress.
I was like, oh, not wrong.
I don't know.
She might be one right now, but she's not wrong about you.
And Lala goes, dissing.
Wow.
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 She goes, when you said that earlier today, last night on the bed, it was shocking. I felt offended for everyone in a relationship. I love you were shocked. I love being shocked. Drunk Raquel warbling out some nonsense to you. Being offended on behalf of women and everyone in a relationship. Charli goes, I don't know who made Lala the spokeswoman of women, but we need to find a new one. People on Vanderpump Rules, the women on Vanderpump Rules love to step into spokeswoman of all women. I feel like Stassi tried to do it, failed. Lala's trying to do it, failed. Dodie has tried to do it, failed. Like, it's, you cannot be that person. It's an impossible. You can't be it.
Now they're trying again. All those
They love
girlies.
it. They love a flop as the spokeswoman, but then get right back on the horse. Learn nothing and continue. Press onwards.
The next day, Lisa calls Ariana, whose dog has died.
But
Very
first,
sad.
Katie starts to get vicious with Rock. She goes, I've been very, very, very gracious to you, and I could tear you apart if I wanted to.
Could set you on fire.
I could set you on fire. I could light you up. I was like,
what?
No, you actually couldn't.
You fell through a skylight.
Wait, I love them just dressing Raquel down about how drunk and offensive she was when you literally fell through a skylight. Drunk? I mean, I don't know the substances that were involved, but I would gather. I mean, I don't know.
I think it's a highly probable, which isn't, as we know, doesn't mean anything.
Yeah. But Lala also, again, she's like, when people call me a mistress, it hurts because it's me who's had to wear that and live with the accusations. And I was like, again, you're just projecting your own experience onto this woman. And no one is taking Tom Schwartz into account or holding his feet to the fire. And you're just doing the same thing.
No, it's like, he's baby. He knows nothing.
Yeah.
He needs his diaper changed. He is innocent
Mm-hmm.
in this wolf in sheep's clothing.
Yeah. Lisa FaceTimes.
Yeah, Ariana's beloved pooch has unfortunately departed, and Lisa
Lisa
goes,
goes,
"Oh, how are you, darling? I was thinking about you. I'm looking down at all these little graves around my house.
you know, for
The Jiggy
Chinky and Pink Dog. And it
Pink
just
Dog.
shows like graves. She's like standing in the midst of her sprawling pet cemetery, ushering Ariana into the doom and gloom of a lost, loved pet.
Can you imagine? I was thinking about you. I'm standing on a grave right now.
Going, hello. And her going, how are you? I was thinking of you. I have all these little graves at my house for Cheeky and Pink Dog. If someone said I'm standing amidst the graves thinking of you, I would be like, am I in the ring?
Going to hiding.
I'm truly in a horror movie.
Come, why don't you why don't you stake out your plot now up here at Villa Rosa for yourself, Ariana?
Mm. You've always lived here.
She's like, what?
Amongst
Nothing.
the graves. Well, does she offer like, is she offering like a plot in her pet cemetery for Ariana's dog?
I think
Or
so.
Okay, that's nice.
Gracious.
I'd say I'd love that. But then do you have to like,
you have to go there.
Just come and go whenever you want? You probably have to get permission.
I don't want to be on her schedule. I want to be on my own grieving schedule.
Yeah, like I don't want to have to send a text and like arrange. I'm like, if there's like a back door you can just give me a key to, like I'll never go in the house, or just like build a little path, make it away from the house. Like it doesn't have to be connected. So I can just go and mourn. But I think I'm more of like a save the ashes in a beautiful urn kind of gal.
Yeah. Logan's in an urn.
I like an urn. All like many of my dad's
box.
cats that have passed away are in urns. I kept like a mini urn of my grandmother's ashes. Like I'm really all about an urn.
I love an urn.
That's just me. Charli and Raquel, they wake up just two hungover broads in a bed.
Raquel moves her stuff down to Charli's room the night before.
They stayed out.
Yeah, they stayed out. They went here. I'm like, they're fun.
They are just having fun. Charli
Raquel's
really owned the room.
Do you want to get the fuck out of here?
She's honestly, I don't feel welcome and I don't feel like staying. I think we should just like drive back. And Charli goes, yeah, let's just tell him now. Rip off the Band-Aid. I love that. I wouldn't want to stay either if I were them.
Either.
I'd be like, you guys are not fun. This is like not a fun vibe. Also, we're in Lake Havasu. I hate it here.
Raquel looks ill.
I think she's like deeply hungover and like weighed down with guilt. Mm-hmm. I'm also crying
like, let's go.
And Charli only saying one night. She's coming in being like, any whores here, and then being like, I'm out of here. Like less than 24 hours later.
She knows her boundaries. She knows her exit when she sees one. And they go out, and well, before they go out, Raquel's like, yeah, I think they're all going out tonight anyway, back in LA and at the Mondrian Schwartz and Sandoval. I was like, Sandoval.
You're trying to see your man. Yeah. You're sick. You're a sick woman. You're sick for that.
They go outside to break the news to the other girlies.
Charli leans up against the door frame. She goes, hi. And they go, you look cute. And she goes, yeah. And looks at Raquel, and Raquel goes, so we're leave. I don't feel comfortable here anymore. We're going to leave. And we're actually meeting up with Scheana and Schwartz at the Mondrian tonight. I was like, you're wild for that.
But and then like, Kristina Kelly goes, that makes sense. And then Charli goes, oh, Kristina, shut the fuck up. Which I was like, sense. Hell yeah.
That's what.
Yeah, Kristina, what makes sense?
Yeah, I love.
I was like, that That's a real friend. You don't really know
Mhm.
what's going on. She kind of knows loosely, but she's like not really involved. She doesn't know this person. I just love that. She already has her number and she's like, oh, bitch, what the fuck? What are you
Yeah,
saying?
what
What are you trying
makes
to say?
sense? Yeah.
What makes sense, Kristina? I love
Hmm.
that.
And
I was like,
also it's
yes,
they are
we
kind
needed
of the
that.
exact people who, if you step to them in that way, they back down because they know that they're just being bitches. Like
They're all
especially
bark.
Kristina Kelly. I'm like, honey,
Because
you just
Kristina
got
Kelly seems to know better. She seems like smarter than the this the other bro the other broads. So I think that probably shook her a little.
I think anyone just like stepping up shakes them to their cores. I wrote Charlie is
Oh,
queen.
what makes sense, Kristina?
She goes, "Mhm."
Christina's like,
Well, I'm gonna go have a soda with lime.
she goes like
Lala
this.
goes,
This is very Christina Kelly. She goes,
she doesn't walk, she floats.
she goes, hacks away into the lake.
Hmm. Lala goes, we're done here. Safe travels. Charlie goes, bye. She goes, fuck that lip balm girl. Don't bring that bitch anywhere with her dry ass hair. I was like,
So good.
fuck that
It's
lip
very
balm girl.
Jules, nice hair, great bag.
Great bag, nice hair. It is. But Christina's starting it. She's being rude.
That makes sense. Oh, what makes sense, Christina?
What makes
What the fuck are you
sense?
What are you talking about?
Yeah.
Also, Lala going, we're done here. I'm like, you are on a deck outside of Lake Havasu. You like,
Havasu.
we're done. Havasu. We're done here. Like yeah, I'd hope to be done.
Yeah.
Where do you think you are right now? It's not like you're in like Cap,
You're like in Palm Springs in like a palatial mansion. You're literally
yeah.
in Arizona. You're like, I was like, okay, have fun. Then Christina Kelly goes, guys, let's try and have fun today. And I was like, good fucking luck.
Yeah, good
It sounds
luck.
like a real fun crew. The three of you. It's raining. They go walk to like a square boat, literally next to a group of like true duds, male duds. And then sober Christina Kelly and Lala just encourage Katie to like party with these like loser dudes. I was like, this is dark sided. You guys should have all gone in at a room of like the nearest Four Seasons or something. Like, why are you here pretending that this is fun? This is sad. You look silly.
I'm having deja vu.
I've had that a lot.
Weird. About like
Mm.
this episode.
And like talking about it.
Mhm.
Whoa. Still going.
No.
Mm.
They do a Schwartz pinata.
My guys.
Okay.
Ugh,
It's just sad.
it's really sad. I
Katie's
love,
like, yeah, I still want to be best friends with him. I just don't think we're there yet.
babe, guess what?
You left this motherfucker.
He's not your
Good for you,
friend.
but
Friends don't
he's
treat
not your
each other like
friend.
that. He's not your friend. He never has been.
He's a fucking psychic terrorist.
Hmm.
Like he terrorized you. Go run free, do your thing. You were free of this man. You did the right thing. Own it.
Yeah. And it's okay to say fuck him and fuck Raquel. Like that would be
Raquel.
more empowering than doing this fake thing that you don't even like.
Yeah, you
Mm-mm.
invited her on this trip. You don't even like her.
Yeah,
Like
you
just
literally invited
lean
her
into
here to
it.
like make fun of her. It's gross.
Yeah.
Why aren't you just at a spa? Like, why don't you guys go to a spa? This is
Because
so, I hate like when friends are
yeah.
like, you gotta get dick, girl. Like, get dick when you're like, we're in Arizona. Like, where the fuck? Like, they're like, go talk to those guys over there. It's like, what? These guys drinking beer on a square boat next to our square boat? Like, no.
We're in
No.
Arizona, bitch.
No, bitch, we're in Arizona. We're like on a river. There's like palm trees on this like weird river. I don't want to do this. And they're like, get it, girl. It's like, it's so false. I'm like, that's not healing. What would be healing is for you to like really lux out at a spa and get like pampered
Mhm.
and like wear gorgeous robes and like have get like your hair done, get a facial or two, massage.
Katie just wants to go, Jolene, 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 Jolene. Please don't take my man.
Wait, speaking of Jolene, Greg's wife.
Jolene.
Mm-hmm.
She brings like poisoned veggies.
She goes, I know you love farm to bar, and starts like squeezing lemons.
Erotic.
Ariana's dog, like the second she starts talking about Charlotte, I start crying. I was like,
just seeing Sandoval and her together, it was like upsetting.
yeah. They do a whole taste test of, oh, are you back?
Hot.
They do a taste test of food and I was like, I don't think I was like, these croquettes, I don't think they're on the menu. I might be wrong, but I do not think that you can get caviar at Schwartz and Sandy's.
Also, like Heinz, of course, but like I'm like, Sandoval, you should have taken Ariana to like a little getaway with the other dog and like let her relax.
Imagine being with Tom Sandoval and then the love of your life dog dies. And then he's like, babe, get ready. I'm going to take you out tonight. Schwartz and Sandy's. And you're like, I am going to blow my brains out. I'm literally going to take a bite of some of these croquettes, go home, and just fucking end it. This is it.
Ariana looked great though.
Yeah. Back to the vacation. Not for me. Scheana, all the guys gather at boys' night, and Scheana slaps on a long high ponytail and a full leather outfit head to toe and struts out. She goes, boys' night. It's boys' night now. She goes, look at you. Look at all the people that come out for Schwartz. He has like a whole gang of men. Katie has more of a sad get together. She did have a sad get together.
Boys' night.
Two people. Do you know she's there with two people? She keeps saying that to people.
I love it. I love her pettiness.
Boys' night, Brock.
Time for boys' night. You ready?
Come on, honey.
Brock's like, all right, all right, Dole.
Katie, Lala,
They had to Mondrian.
Yeah, they're at Sky Bar. I was like, wow, that still survived COVID. Damn. People be loving that space. The Hollywood clock keeps on ticking. Some things just cannot be taken out. Sky Bar,
like the moment,
is one of them. The moment is another. Even the Joy Rich store finally got taken down, where I was like, wow, I thought that was there was nothing that could take it down. But the true things that cannot be dismantled is the chokehold of old Sunset Boulevard.
The old strip, the razzle dazzle of the Sunset
Strip. The razzle dazzle of the Sunset Strip, where everything happens. Katie, Lala, and KK go out on the Havasu town. They find a bar and there's like a furry on the dance floor. I was really confused about the energy of this place and saddened by what it's come to for the three of them.
Lala tries to hit on it. I'm like, Lala's kind of bad at flirting.
Really? I thought she was good.
Oh, maybe she was.
I don't know. I mean, I like her confidence, but I don't.
Oh, I do too. She's very charming.
Yeah, but I agree. I get there was something weird about going up to like the only two black guys in the bar and being like, I need to know where you came from. I'm like, ooh, not the best, not a great icebreaker. was like a white
LA.
woman. I need to know immediately, where did you come from? You're like, mm-mm. It's like, maybe just
Yeah, ramp it back a little.
You could opening line something else.
I like that they were like, well, where do you come from? And she goes, LA. And they go, oh, yeah, us too.
But then that guy goes, I'm actually from Palm Springs. So I was like, what's the truth?
Somewhere in the middle.
The lady should have gone to like Montana. They should have like had a Yellowstone, like a hot cowboy Yellowstone moment and like channeled their inner Beth Dutton truths and rode horses.
I saw some article. I didn't click on it, but that Kevin Costner was quiet quitting Yellowstone.
I've been kind of following it. He really clashed. He's been clashing hard with the producers because he said for the next batch of episodes they're supposed to film, he was like, I only want to film for 1 week, make it work. And they were like, you're literally the star of this show, you're like in most scenes, like we can't just like film all your scenes in a week. And he's like, sorry, not my problem, you guys figure it out. He won a Golden Globe. So they're like, I think gonna make a new show with Matthew McConaughey as the lead. But I need a Beth. They should just make a Beth Dutton show. I don't know.
Who's McConaughey playing? They need to let Josh Lucas play young
John.
You know how he always plays young John?
Young Dutton. They should start young Dutton. If Kelly Riley does not get a spinoff, I'm gonna fucking riot.
Young Beth.
I need young Beth and I need young Beth, current Beth, and old Beth. I want a show just called Beth.
Beth, present, future.
I need more Beth Dutton in my life. And I think all the girlies and the gays and the straights honestly would agree. We need Beth now more than ever.
She's a drag queen. She
is a drag queen. Beth Dutton should host the Academy Awards red carpet. She should have her own show. Let me guess. Alaya. They're like, yes, actually. How'd you know? She goes, for a cheap whore like you, lucky guess. Get your hair all curled up. Maybe you smoked a cig earlier. You haven't eaten anything but vegetables and light fish in weeks. You haven't had a piece of bread. You forgot what grain tastes like.
I bet your breath smells right now because you haven't eaten anything in 48 hours.
Mm-hmm.
And they're
she goes, you have a scent coming off you like keto sweat.
Oof. back at
Lala. Oh, I just wrote Lala is entering her dom top era.
She is,
and I can't fault her for it. Honestly.
No, I like this. I just don't like when she's like projecting.
I don't like projecting. I don't like rewriting history. But I accept that it happens. It happens to the best of us. We've all been there. Meanwhile,
the boys all gather and they're all like, boys night, and they're all just like, boys, and then all of a sudden
they go, boys night plus Scheana. That's also
Sandoval's wearing the bolt again. He knows
exactly what he's doing.
His acting when Raquel comes in with Charli, he goes, oh, what are you doing here? First ones to hug too.
I know. I saw it too. I'm a Hawkeye in their every move.
And Raquel
and Ariana's not there. Eyes on Ariana. Where the fuck is she right now?
Yeah, what the fuck?
I don't like this one.
Why aren't you at home with your woman, with your lady, grieving with her?
Can you believe we're gonna get Dodie on this season?
No, it's
like,
it's truly incredible.
That's honestly like a gift. That's like that's a miracle. That's like God has hands
for yards.
God has hands in this.
He has his finger on the pulse.
Mm-hmm.
She has her finger on the pulse.
They have their finger.
They has
on
her
the
finger
fucking
on the pulse.
Gaia. This reeks of Gaia. Mother Nature.
It reeks of total Earth Mother.
Mm-hmm. Well, guys, we just did a real epic. That was a real chunk of an episode. You deserve it.
It ends on a to be continued.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like James and oh my god, we just did a tight 143.
I know. James goes, "This guy's night means nothing." He's like, knows he's not gonna get fucked tonight.
Mm-hmm.
But I do believe that Scheana, like, it wouldn't be awkward for Scheana to be at guys' night when you're getting like DP plowed. You know what I mean?
Wow,
Like,
this is
we're-
crazy.
Wow. Oh my God. You're loose. I love that.
Oh my god.
Okay, guys,
my
we
God.
need to go.
We are done. We're done here. We're done. Thank you so much.
Love you
for
all.
tuning in. Oh, wait. I have one announcement too. We have a new tier on Patreon, and it's called the Cult Member tier. And anyone that wants to pay $50 a month, we'll shout you out at the end of every episode. So that's worth it, honestly, to hear your name in lights.
Your
at the
name
end
in
of
lights.
we could be saying your name right now.
Your name in skywriting.
Your name in
That's basically what
absolute
it is.
skywriting. Just us saying it. Thanking you personally by name.
Think about it.
Think about it. Think about it.
Update us.
You might ask us, in this economy, to which I say yes, in this economy. Yeah.
Absolutely.
All right. Love and light. Bye.